I'm going to fill him in on my notes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's who I wanted to share contacts with. Maybe I need to share. Oh, share contacts with 277-1812. Much easier. 1812. 1812. The 1812 Overture, which was the which is the Lone Ranger. So you think of him as a Lone Ranger, you think of the 1812 Overture, and then you got his phone number.
I know, right?
Agenda or what?
Yes.
Oh, because they added challenge. Old pins up wore out.
I saw it. Yeah.
I don't know where I've got this. I know this is set up for
You don't have much to
tied to the internet. Bring it up. It's tied to the internet, and I have to restart it and then make it. So it's worth it.
My phone wasn't letting me open it. I found an old pin number on my desk somewhere.
Everybody wants to shoot us. They get sued.
How soon do you need it?
Yeah. It'd be nice.
It'd be nice.
Uh-huh.
I know.
Good map, huh? Yeah.
This is the new solar. The solar farm.
Oh, yeah.
And then here's where the dump is.
That's all on private land on Tillard's.
Yeah.
100% on Tillard's. It's all on Tillard's.
Well,
It's all on Tillard's deeded land.
build our road and our dump down.
You can do that?
I think we could hit them up. And
West of Castle. Yeah, just east of the Natrona County Road.
this needs to be something special.
Coming
It
back
costs
from
that.
Yep.
Costs that. We'll find the money.
I'm just thinking maybe you get county. Half of that.
Depends on whether or not we're added as an impact. We have to keep that as a part of the impact. We may not even be added to it, I don't know.
I have one as a kid here tonight.
To the no, yes, they haven't contacted me either, and they need to. But you and I could go to the county commissioner for a presentation. Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Would you please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance with us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You're up.
Come on up over here.
Come on, Bonita.
I knew something was going on.
You know how he is.
So this is for being on the planning board for 40 plus years.
The big plus.
Wow, that's a long time.
All right.
I challenge the next person takes my place to do it longer.
Thank you, Benita.
You miss you.
Well, we appreciate all the time you put in, Benita. We have no additions or deletions that I know of. So, is there a motion to approve the October 28th, 2024 council meeting, November 4th, 2024 special meeting, and November 4th, 2024 work session?
I move we approve these minutes as presented tonight.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay. Motion carries. Reports. Councilman Moulton.
Not much. Got Winterfest on the 8th. Not the 8th, I'm sorry. Next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. This Saturday. 30th.
The 30th.
When is it?
It's 30th.
30.
Okay.
It's coming
All right.
quick.
This will be chili, vendors, hot dogs. Right after the prayer, got lucky enough to get Bruce to light the tree again. So
And be Santa Claus?
there'll be
No.
Santa Claus there. The green guy might even be there too. So.
You never know.
That's it.
Okay. Councilwoman Nunn.
Yeah, I got several little interesting things here. Lila, can you kick my map up for me, please? The first one is Dutchman Solar Panel Project. I attended their meetings down in Douglas because I'm kind of interested in this since the landfill is their nearest neighbor almost, us in Rolling Hills. This project is being developed and built by Bright Night Power. It's located more or less across the road from Rolling Hills on a total of 4,427, I think that's right, acres of land. They appear to have done their research on wildlife impact, traffic flow, environmental issues, housing, police, and fire department impact, and issues such as dust and any direct impact to the river. They will fence the area so that antelope will stay out and that sheep can graze underneath the panels. Sounds interesting. The panels themselves will be attached to pillars driven into bedrock and designed to rotate 60 degrees to follow the sun. The main power plant for the project will be the largest structure on the project. Work is scheduled to start in 2026, I believe, with completion in 2027, and at peak will employ approximately 450 people. They are estimated.
I think it starts in 27 and it's
27? I thought it was
Yeah,
12.
I think it's 27
Okay.
and it's in there.
Oh, good. We got
2.5 years. Time.
27. Thank you for the correction.
That's-
So we've got 2 more years to enjoy the prairie out there.
Dutchman, the wind farm Settlers Wind Farm starts next fall. They might start in late 26.
Thank you. Well, soon they're starting.
Yep.
They are estimating, this is interesting, $57 million in sales tax for the state in the first year, with approximately $20.5 million to Converse County. Property tax for Converse County for the first year is estimated at $9.7 million, with a 40-year property tax estimate of $160 million to Converse County. So that all comes through. That's very interesting to think about. There appears to be limited effect to the landfill, which will probably need to be aware of some increased truck traffic during the construction. We have 3 large projects floating around our area: the Settlers Wind Farm, the Dutchman Solar Panel Project, and the reconstruction of the Laparelle Dam. An interesting note is that all 3 have indicated in their presentation that housing for the workforce will not be an issue, as there is adequate existing housing, and that law enforcement, fire department, and ambulance service responses are all within what they have deemed to be adequate levels. Could be very interesting. One of the next ones that is also interesting is the Laparelle Dam, and I sat in on the Laparelle Irrigation District meeting to find out what exactly was up with the dam. The status of the dam was reviewed by the state engineers, showing the cracks, which include a new crack that is 10 feet long and 1 inch wide, and discussing other structural issues such as finding cement that has turned to powder. The last inspection in October found more new damage that resulted in the conclusion that the dam is unsafe to store any water. So the dam will need to come down and needs to be down by April 1st to accommodate any spring runoff. The plan is to have work going on this project by January. Many people below the dam count on water from the dam to have their crops be successful and may face 2 years before the source of irrigation water is available. Always the first concern is that there be no loss of life directly related to any phase of this project. There is some concern that the water behind the dam is significant in maintaining some wells and springs, with some indication that it's already affecting some of the springs in the area with the water level going down. There has been a long and difficult discussion. While we are upstream, we need to be aware of what is happening with this project, because this too will be a large construction project. Oh, this is fun, Bruce. I'm just skipping through the pages. You doing okay over there? Mm-hmm. Okay. We did get a note from Mr. Willix that at the Industrial Siting Council, the county received a large grant, which is going to mean that to construct the trades building, they now only have a gap of $238,158. So that is really good news, because that can have a very positive effect on the kids in our community if there's a trade center down there where they can go to get some school and some education. I thought that was delightful. Almost done, Bruce. Flags. Good to see the flags flying downtown honoring the veterans. Thanks to the $2,000 grant from the Community Gas Program, the Legion was able to purchase new flags and upgrade their hanging system. No flags fell down, no poles broke. The physical placement of the flags was made safer and easier with the assistance of Cable Potter from the town crew, and we thank the town crew for helping the Legion do that. That's been kind of a sketchy project in the past. And two more, Bruce. Winter water rates. Stop by Florrie's office in Town Hall and sign up for this program, which will allow people to use an additional 2,000 gallons of water each month during the winter months at no increase in the base rate, so that water can be left running at night to protect pipes and freezing water. And we have a very interesting group of ladies here tonight from the Legion Auxiliary that has some exciting news about the wreaths across America that they are placing in our cemetery honoring the veterans. Thank you for coming, and we look forward to your report. That's it, Bruce. Wake up. Oh, okay.
Councilman Kincaid.
I'll keep mine short. I attended the hospital board meeting last week. Just mostly routine stuff. We did get a new safety railing up in the steps going up to the health clinic, which is really nice. And the new planters, I don't know if you've seen them out there in the grass and by the trees, are really nice. And I think we're all done with working on the roof. So finally, contractors are done. And that's all I got.
Councilwoman Collings.
Well, on October 29th, I, along with you, went to the Economic Development Studies presentation, presented the study from Converse County, Glen Rock, and Douglas. And if you'd like, I'd go through a page by page with you on everything that they told us, but I think that I shan't. However, the information is available if anyone would like to see it. Then I also went on an in-depth study of tourism with our sister city in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Spent a lot of time checking out their tourism attractions and comparing them to ours. I will go into more in-depth information with any of you who would like to have any ideas on how we can maybe have more margarita festivals or whatever. And I think that's about all I did while I was on vacation.
Geez, you had more fun than I did. That's not fair.
It was a lot of fun.
Okay, Tammy.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Excuse me. I just want to remind everybody that Town Hall's closed Thursday and Friday this week. And the holiday trash schedule is on the website and on Facebook. But basically, Wednesday or Thursday's pickups will happen Wednesday. Friday's pickups will happen Monday. And then we do have to set a date for our next work session. The 2 days in December, it would be, I think, like the 2nd, which Bruce will be gone on the 2nd. And then you can go with either the 16th or the 30th.
I think the 16th would
16th.
probably be better than the 30th.
Okay.
Personal opinion.
Is the 16th okay with everybody at 5?
December 16th, work session.
Yes. That's all I have.
Okay. Kelly, treasurer.
Evening, Mayor and Council. Been working a little bit, some more reporting requirements to do with the ARPA funds that we received during the COVID. Set through another webinar on that today. Set through a product demonstration with Black Mountain last week for a possibility of another module to our system. And working on audit stuff. They're going to be here first week of January. So that's all I have.
Seems like you just got done with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thought so too.
It's a never-ending battle.
John, Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We've been working, of course, on Christmas, putting up Christmas decorations so we can get the parade going. And we've been working with Coulter on, handed me a schedule on the directions of the parade. I've been working on getting discharge permits and for our lagoons. Also, we're working on reporting some depletion from the Platte River drainages that we have to do. We've also been working on, I wanted to mention that 4th Street, Keller and 9th Street project. We're working on trying to get that narrowed down on what they'll complete before the end of their shutdown this year and what they'll come back to. So there's a few items that we're trying to get done before they leave town, but they won't finish all that paving and stuff and what's left on any small items on our punch list until next spring.
When's our last day?
As soon as we can get them down here, I can tell you.
Yeah, it's their actual finish on the contract is the middle of next summer. They'll be done in the spring.
Okay, I didn't know when they were shut down for some.
They knew they'd probably shut down for the winter, but they were supposed to be back. But we've had a couple construction meetings, and we've been back at them because they didn't show up to do what they were supposed to. So we're pushing that right now.
Okay.
Let's see what else. The house that the town purchased on 8th Street has been torn down. We're backfilling that hole up, getting it ready for the new construction. That'll go forward with the new records building. That probably won't really be done or started until spring, I'm assuming, because of the weather and the late start on it. And other than that, I think that's about all I can handle. I'd just like to wish all you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
John, did your crew come in and put all these decorations up today?
Yeah.
Well, geez, that was really nice of them. This looks really festive. I blamed it on Kelly, and she's innocent. Thank
I
you.
wasn't even aware they did this much.
Well, this looks nice. Thank you.
I'll tell them. Thank you.
Lyle, Public Building Inspector.
Evening, Mayor and Council. 129 building permits to date. Roofing still going on. Probably the biggest thing we got. That hole on 4th Street, that house across from the middle school, they filled in that hole, so that was good. I started an audit with the building code effectiveness grading system, or schedule. Some outside company comes in and grades you on effectiveness of how you do code enforcement. So apparently we've done it twice before. Last time we did it was in 16. I talked to Sean Collier. He's the building official out of Cody. He said it took him 6 months to complete his audit and 2 months of his time. So I'm hoping that it's not near that here, but that's what it took him. I did attend the Wyoming Conference of Building Officials on the 14th and 15th in Casper, and it was good. It was a fire protection, construction, and smoke protection features and considerations. It's 385 slides in 2 days, but it was good information. So that's all I got.
You said on the last audit we got a 16. Is that out of 20 or out of 100 or?
On
2016.
in 2016
16 was the
our
last audit.
Oh, I thought you said we got a score.
No, I don't know what the score was. They
Oh,
couldn't
okay.
tell me. And yeah, the guy in Buffalo said that he fought his score and they ghosted him at the end, and his score was his score. So kind of interesting.
It's a different company doing it for the ISO.
Yeah, and
International
basically this is a rating system for-
Insurance Services
Insurance.
of America.
So depending upon what you get as a score, they'll say that affects your homeowner's insurance for the county. But as far as I've asked around, no one ever knows if your rate went up or down. You have no idea. So, yeah, not very likely that it goes down.
Okay. Colder, Chief of Police.
Evening, Mayor and Council. Just as John said, working on the Christmas parade plan, working on the list for gathered up the numbers on how many kids we're going to be providing presents for this year, as well as meal boxes again being provided by the First Lady. Looking at putting that list together as well for deliveries, and then we are going to participate in the Shop with a Cop event again this year. We're going to participate again alongside of Douglas PD. Hopefully we get more participation this year from our local youth than we did last year, but I'm really hoping that next year we're going to have everything set up to kind of do our own as much as possible. But I do, like kind of where the program that they have set up over there with the stores that they utilize and such is a pretty neat thing that would be kind of tough to match. I think we've got only Dollar General. So I don't know if we could avoid having to go over to Douglas next year if we do begin our own program, but we're working on options for that. So one other thing, we do have an unplanned cost this year coming up courtesy of the state for some reprogramming on our radios. I don't know the amounts yet. I'm going to have a meeting tomorrow in Douglas, and hopefully we'll figure out a little better calendar on when and what. But outside of that, meetings, and more meetings. So
Something new from WildLink, eh?
oh gosh, the gift that never stops giving.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. I think that's it for reports. We'll move on to items from the floor this evening. Is there any items from the floor?
Evening, Mayor and Council. I just wanted to come in and say, as the not really representing the Legion, but I'm part of the Legion. The $2,000 that the town furnished to buy flags. There was 300 flags, or 30 flags bought. I'm sorry, not 300. 30 flags bought, and we all 30 were up except for 3. The 3 that didn't get put up are the ones on 4th Street. And the reason being is there's a tree and a state sign. So the flags all went up on the main drag. They were up and flew good for 4 or 5 days. No flags were damaged, no flags were down. My hat's off to John Funk and the people that aided putting the flags up. And thanks to my wife, Margaret, who helped present the flags, and you can see how he was doing it, Caleb. It's the first year that I know of that I've been working with the flags that the flags weren't wrapped or torn, because along with the new flags, The flag poles were reinforced, and there was a hose about a foot long put down so it goes down over the bracket that's on the pole and up on the flag, so it kind of gives it some give so it can withstand the wind. Between now and the next time they go up, we're going to add 3 more. The 3 flags that didn't get put up on to go up on 4th Street. There is now 4 flags at the corner instead of 3 because we added another bracket on the one pole that didn't have it. So thanks again to John, and I'd like to thank the mayor for this gentleman right here. You got a good man on board. Keep him.
We plan on it.
Thank you, Mr. Nunn.
That's my committee. Thank him.
Is there any other items from the floor this evening?
Thanks, Carter.
Oh, you're welcome. You were short there. I'm not going to use that. Oh wait, I can't go around that way. Sorry. I don't want to.
Come this way.
Look really good with the back of our heads. Very nice. And I can see the audience. So I'm going to go this way. So first of all, good to see you tonight, the town council here as well as the mayor, and we're here on behalf of the American Legion Auxiliary to, first of all, let you know that we are so appreciative of the support that you have given our unit for all these years, as well as just listening to what we have to do in celebrating our military veterans and their families here. And so we appreciate your support, and also the people that are sitting in the room here tonight. It is so much appreciated to have such a wonderful group of community members behind supporting our military and their families. So thank you so very much for always listening to us, as well as to our families here that we have and in our schools too. So we are here to also talk about one of our very much important missions that we are in supporting our military veterans and their families, and that is the Wreaths Across America. So this really got started way back. A gentleman, he was 12 years old. He went to the National Arlington Cemetery, and it just made a very, very strong impression to him. And when he got older, he became a wreath maker, and in 1997, he had wreaths left over, and he decided to take them to the National Arlington Cemetery. And they were placed on the graves, and from there it just kind of bloomed, and not only then to the Arlington Cemetery, but throughout our communities throughout our country. So Wreaths Across America has 3 missions. One is to remember the fallen, honor those who have served, and teach the youth about the value of freedom. So that's the mission of it all. And so this year, in fact, in 2023, there were over 3 million wreaths that were laid on graves across our United States. So that's pretty awesome by all those people that chose to volunteer, youth and family members, as well as Auxiliary and Legion. So with that, we're really excited to do this honor this year here in Glen Rock. And the national day to lay the wreaths across America is December the 14th, which is a Saturday. And we will have a ceremonial service at 9 o'clock in the cemetery here in Glen Rock, which all community members are invited to attend, family members, everyone here, and please extend that. And we are so honored to be able to be a part of this, to lay those wreaths across all graves that we have that are in our cemetery, which, you know, we've got a pretty good system with the auxiliary when we do our flags on those same ceremonial plots in our cemetery. So we also have 2 youth groups that are going to help with this, so that kind of definitely is in our teaching part, and that's our 4-H group and our FFA group here. So with that, we'd love to see everyone, and please spread the word if you know people that don't know about it. And Betty's going to continue on and talk a little bit about the program, if you would, Betty.
Thank you, Carla.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you, Mayor and Council, for
given us the start when you granted us some money this year. And it was something we always wanted to do, but we didn't know if we could have the funds to do that. But I also want to thank all the community, Glen Rock citizens and some businesses. We did not have to take one penny out of the auxiliary money. It was all paid for locally by you, the citizens in Glen Rock.
So all the wreaths have been paid for?
All the wreaths have been paid for. And 90% was from the everyday person that just saw the ad and wanted to do it.
How much was it?
Betty, can you tell them how many wreaths that we, for our cemetery?
We have 278. Then Douglas, we have, Scott had told me that many that we have that we'll need. And Douglas has 700 in their cemetery. And we also do Christmas boxes, which we did today to deployed military. And Douglas sent us money to help with that. So when we reached our goal, we let Douglas have the extra for their cemetery because they never make their goal. But they just don't have the same people we do in Glen Rock. But yeah, I just want to really thank you and let you know that how proud I am of our community. And I hope you can make it that day.
Thanks, Betty.
Anybody have any questions?
Very good program.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much for putting it together.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm back. I'm going to ask some things for you to, if you would consider tonight. Times are changing. As technology has progressed with the times, so has terminology for factory-built housing. Oh, by the way, I'm Sue Dills. As technology has progressed with the times, so has terminology for factory-built housing. Travel trailers and mobile homes, manufactured homes, modular homes, RVs, and now tiny homes. These changes, as well as others, have been addressed through zoning changes in the past and will no doubt continue in the future. Since you as a body chose not to address this through zoning, we are now requesting a conditional use permit to be able to provide a place for someone to live. We followed the procedure in Section 31.05 titled Conditional Use Permits of the Town of Glen Rock Municipal Code. I'm going to go ahead and read the intent of this. Each zoning district in this ordinance contains certain designated permitted uses available as a matter of right with no approval necessary from the commission or the town. Some of the zoning districts also contain certain conditional uses, neither absolutely permitted as right nor prohibited by law, which are compatible within the zoning district. They are privileges in a sense which must be applied for and approved by the commission and the town. The purpose of the conditional use permit is to enable the town to exercise some measure of control over the extent of certain activities which, although desirable in limited numbers, could have a detrimental effect within the district if they are permitted in large numbers. As proposed, the RV meets the size and year standard that is required for a mobile home in the district. We have met all of the requirements of applying for a conditional use permit as outlined in 31.05 Conditional Use Permits section of the Town of Glen Rock Code. I don't know if Lyle included it or not. This is a picture of the 2024 motorhome that wants to go, or fifth wheel that wants to park in that space. I am concerned with the fact that we have had to turn away 11 people now who have inquired and needed a place to live, and the fact that we are about to enter the third month of being denied the use of our property for its designed use, as well as the loss of income. I have been doing additional research and believe that if the current Town of Glen Rock Municipal Code is applied, we actually have a right to an RV in our court without any approval other than applying for the parking permit, as has always been the case in the past. Section 31.03.050 of the Town of Glen Rock Code for zoning, titled Mobile Home Residential, reads, Mobile home residential, special uses permitted. Number one, The following special uses may be permitted within the mobile home district under special conditions: mobile home park, travel trailer, and recreational vehicle park. There is additional things there for mobile home sales in 3 and 4. Number 2 of that section reads, special standard for mobile home or recreational vehicle parks. So the special standard is exactly the same between mobile home and recreational parks and states. Number 1, minimum square footage per unit of 5,000 square feet, maximum building height 36 feet, or as restricted by solar access regulations. Then it goes number 3, minimum setback for front yard, side yard, and rear yard. Number 4, minimum distance between units. And mobile home parks developed under this district shall conform to any mobile home park regulations adopted by the town, which I was unable to find anything else that has been adopted by the town. Under these definitions and conditions, the requirement for mobile home parks and travel trailer and RV parks are identical. There's no mention of restroom requirements. Upon contacting the county and reviewing Section 21 regarding RV parks regulations, there are no stated requirements for restrooms. We have previously been told we can no longer have an RV in our trailer park because we do not have restroom facilities. I would like to be provided in a timely manner with the written references from the Glen Rock Town Code that you are using to deny us the use of our property for its design purpose. It is understandable that you would restrict the placement of RVs in other zoned areas of town. The 5 people on the Planning and Zoning Committee believe it to be an acceptable use based on their research and commitment to bettering our community. This type of use has been allowed and permitted in our trailer park for over 30 years without any detriment to the town of Glen Rock. The way people are choosing to live is changing, whether it's economic-based or value-based, things are changing. Why would we choose to make decisions to turn people away from becoming a part of our community because of this? The retired couple that chooses to make Glen Rock their home and has decided that an RV suits their living needs. The simplification of their estate when they pass is another reason people like RV living. They chose Glen Rock because it's the perfect fit. Small, friendly community, local grocery store, restaurants, doctors, recreation, senior center, and if the need arises, a senior living center. They have a little dog and want a fence and grass and maybe a small garden. All things that even if they could get an RV space in a park, they could not have. The family that chooses Glen Rock as the place they want to raise their family for many of the same reasons, as well as the great schools. They have decided that minimal living works for them. A travel trailer fits their needs. It allows mom to stay home with the baby while dad works. They also want a fence, grass, and maybe a swing set for the kids. This has been reinforced by the fact that the lot we are asking for a conditional use permit for has been advertised for rent for over 2 months, and we have received 11 inquiries about renting it, all of which are from people who reside in RVs. The fact that the ordinance allows RV parks in a mobile home zone district, which we have one, that could allow 50 to 100 RVs, with the town of Glen Rock having no say about what the RVs look like within that park, it seems reasonable to allow one RV on an established fenced mobile home lot where you have some control. Please consider carefully the reasons and methodology you are using when you consider your decision tonight on our conditional use permit. As elected officials trying to make our town the best it can be for the current and future citizens, I trust you will contemplate these things. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Sue, I have only one question at this time. I'm not sure that I understand what the definition of an RV park is. So we've done a lot of RV and RV parks, and I don't know that we have a very clear standard of what an RV park is. That is our only standard?
That is your ordinance right here. That's the definitions. That's under definitions.
We also follow the state statute on it, Sue, and you know that.
And I haven't been presented with that state statute.
I don't have to present you with the state statute. You can get it from the state law office anytime you want.
But you
had to meet that when Dills has got the RV park and trailer park permit that you got back in the 60s.
Okay. All right. Let's see where you go with this, and then we'll talk. Thank you.
We'll move on to old business. There is none. Under new business, it's resolution number, we approved this in the special, just a second, meeting went the other day, but we have to do it, by rights, we have to do it in the next regular council meeting. So resolution 2024-18, is there a motion?
I move we pass Resolution 2024-18.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on it? If not, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay. Motion carries. I think our next order of business is an appointment to the Planning and Zoning Board, I believe. And that would be Jacqueline Flynn. She lives at 375 Williams Way. Stays home, home educator, self-employed. She would like to donate some of her time to the town and would like to be a part of our Planning and Zoning Board. So, is there a motion?
I move that we approve Jacqueline Flynn to the Planning and Zoning Board.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay. Motion carries. The next one is a proclamation in recognition of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of Wyoming, whereas on December 15th, 1874, the Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of Wyoming was chartered in the territory of Wyoming in Laramie City, Wyoming. And whereas Wyoming Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons celebrates 150 years of Masons on December 15, 2024, and whereas the Glen Rock Lodge 22 of the Ancient Free and Accepted Masons is chartered by the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Acceptable Masons of Wyoming on June 4th, 1904, in the city of Glen Rock, Wyoming. And whereas the Masonic Lodge promoted strong bonds among members, serving communities and charitable endeavors through a brotherhood of shared experiences and dedication to moral principles, and whereas in the past 150 years, the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons and the members of the Glen Rock Lodge 22 have generously given their times, talents, and resources to better their communities. Now, therefore, it be I, Bruce Ramel, the mayor of the city of Glen Rock, they have on its town of Glen Rock, hereby proclaim Sunday, December 15th, 2024 as Wyoming Mason Day in honor of their 150th anniversary, and extends sincere gratitude to its officers and members, past and present, for their accomplishments, commitment, and dedication to the Glen Rock community as a model of courtesy and caring. Here in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand to cause the seal of the city of Glen Rock to be affixed the 25th day of November 2024. Is there a motion?
I move that we proclaim Wyoming Masons Day on December 15th, 2024.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? I think they're going to hold some type of celebration here.
Okay. That'd be cool.
Hearing no discussion, I'll call for vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay. Motion carries. Conditional use permit for Craig and Sue Dills. Is there a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to move that we table approval or denial of this permit until our January meeting when we have our new council member here, and that in the meantime, I would like to have the opportunity to read that state statute, as I have never read it myself, before we make a decision. And I do appreciate that the Planning Committee did review this and have approved it. Therefore, I move we table this until our January meeting when we have a new council member on board with us.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay? Motion carries.
Would be probably our first or second. Maybe our second meeting would be better in that by then our new council member will be here, and since it's going
He
to be
takes office the first meeting in January.
do we want to cloud that up or clutter that up or whatever we have to do with it?
Well, he's used
Might
to
give
that.
him some
Welcome to the
breathing
party.
room.
What?
Welcome to the party.
Yeah, welcome to the party.
You want to do it the first meeting?
Yes, we'll do it.
Okay, first meeting it is then. Thank you.
Margaret, when you get that copy of that state statute, I have a copy of it.
Yes, and Lyle,
I'll get it to you.
thank you.
Do you have it, Lyle?
No, it's very difficult to find. I've spent 2 days looking for it. I can't find it, honestly. So maybe Amy will.
If you could get it to all the council, it'd be great.
Yeah,
Everybody.
I really couldn't find it. So.
Thank you.
Okay, our-
And the ordinance in the town that says that they go by that as well.
I would just like to review those documents very carefully before we make a final decision.
Next order of business is a tree grant application by Jim Collins at 206 Oregon Trail. It has a large elm tree in the southwest side of the house, trimming of the dead limbs and heavy low-lying branches. Says its low bid was $1,200. We pay up to, what is it?
50%.
50% of that is 600. I thought there was a limit to how high we did go, but
I think it's,
But, no.
I thought it was 1,000, but.
Yeah. It's 1,000.
It's 1,000.
But it's half, so it'd be for $600. So is there a motion?
I move we approve Jim Collins' tree grant application for $600.
There's been a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I will call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay. Motion carries. Our next order of business is...
Mr. Mayor, before we completely go to our bills and claims, there's one other.
There's another-
We got,
We have a facade grant.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Did I lose it somewhere?
I don't know. Did you bring up the new agenda?
Okay.
'Cause we added it to...
Sorry.
No problem.
I'll wait.
We have a facade improvement grant application submitted by the St. Louis Catholic Church. Have all of you looked through that? So is there a motion?
I move we approve facade grant for Church of St. Louis.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion.
I have probably one question about this. This grant was originally set up to be a Main Street grant to support our businesses and promote our businesses on Main Street. And it does, if I do remember, Mr. Allen was denied one of these grants when he mentioned that he might have a business that he would like to apply for one. So I wonder if we want to change the structure of this grant, that we are now extending it way beyond businesses and way beyond businesses on Main Street.
And we denied him, so.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's right downtown. The Main Street was set up by the town of Glen Rock, and it was run by the town of Glen Rock at the time, and the facade grants were put together for improvement of the storefronts of the storefront properties in our business district of the town of Glen Rock. That's what the whole thing was put together for, and this is the second application that's been asked for that's outside the business district, and it's usually due to, or supposed to be for improvement of the look of the building. I don't know that this one meets changing the look of the building, but
I think if we look at the wording on the facade grant application, it does say in the downtown business area and then includes outside of that area nonprofit buildings. And the St. Louis Catholic Church does fit under that. It's also a building that was built. The original building was built before 1920, and then the additional building, the parish annex, was built in 1984.
I feel that this is a very good use, Councilwoman Calling, but I still feel that we have denied one grant that was a business that was not exactly on Mr. Allen.
His building was not a business, and this
It used to be, you made it into a house.
right, but this is now and has been since 1920 a nonprofit building within the town of Glen Rock. Also want to point out that St. Louis Catholic Church, in both the church itself and its parish hall, provides usages. We have hosted the senior prom for 3 years. We also provide the building, especially during the COVID, room free of charge for any nonprofit organization to hold its business meetings there. And we also provide the space for other nonprofit organizations for their whatever particular meetings. We've done dinners and all there. So the building itself is used by the community, and it is a nonprofit building. And it does need to have and all they're asking for is the two outdoor doors to be upgraded to accommodate ADA requirements.
So, Mr. Mayor, do you have any idea how many nonprofit buildings we have in Glen Rock that would qualify to apply for this grant?
I've never looked into that. My other thing of this is it's called a facade grant. It's for the improvement of the look of the building, and I don't think changing your two doors improves the look of the building. But that's just my own feeling about it. But is there any other? I'd say it's almost say every other. I would think most of our churches are all nonprofit.
Yes, and that would be true. And the facade grant does specifically say for ADA improvements, ADA entrance improvements. It's very specific to that. So it does specifically agree.
I didn't read that about ADA.
Yeah, it is in there. Yes. It's very specific.
It's under the umbrella of what the facade grant says. I think maybe in the future you may want to revisit what that says.
And while I agree, both we may want to agree to look at in the future, and maybe even who would be the entity that would provide the information for the facade grant. We're bound by what it currently says.
Is there any other discussion?
Can I amend my motion to pause facade grants after this one?